How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the hysteria surrounding the coronavirus, or if you want to be more specific and exact, the Wuhan virus, because coronavirus refers to a family of viruses that include the common cold and this most recent one, but that's a different story. And for now, I digress. Let me get back on track and talk about this particular outbreak that's happening right now in the US of A and all over the globe. Now, the reaction to this has been way over the top. People are responding just in a crazy way. I'm hearing a bunch of lies, misinformation campaigns are everywhere. People are reacting to it in an extreme way in an attempt to stop it. I'm not really sure where to begin. Let's start with the extreme measures that have been taken to slow down the virus or to stop it totally. Now, shout out to Trump. I'm a big fan of Trump, you all know, but I don't think saying you can only have a crowd of 10 people or, don't go to a restaurant, don't go to a bar makes a lot of sense. I will say that it's good. He said, avoid this and avoid that, rather than saying you can't go here or you can't go there. Some states have gone to the extreme and said you cannot go to restaurants, bars, gyms, they're all going to be closed. I think the most extreme case I've seen is from San Francisco. The mayor over there, London Breed, says you cannot be outside of your house at all for 3 weeks unless you go into the grocery store or to a doctor's visit. That starts on midnight tomorrow. So you can't leave at all. You have to, you're basically being forced into quarantine. It don't matter if you're sick, healthy, or whatever. Now, the obvious question to that would be, what if you smoke crack or shoot heroin for a living? Where are you going to go? You're going to be the only ones that are on the streets. Okay. You just pretty much be roaming free. It's going to be weird to see the streets after this, but people have to work. Not everybody can telecommute. So, this is going to be very damaging to people that have to actually get out and be at a place and make money for a living. How are they going to be able to pay their rent? How are they going to be able to even go to the grocery store and get food if they can't go to work and make money to be able to get it? This is part of the reason why I said I'm not going to change the way I behave. Okay, normally I'm a hygienic person, right? That's been a recommendation from the very beginning. Wash your hands, wash your face, all this, that, and the third, be hygienic. I've always done that. Like, that's just kind of, I'm a germaphobe anyway, so I don't even really play that non-hygienic stuff. But to tell me that I can't even go to a restaurant, I can't go here, I can't go there, I got to just stay home. I don't feel sick. I don't feel bad at all. So why do I have to stay home? Why should I? People say, oh, you're being selfish. How am I being selfish? If I'm not in the economy, if I'm not spending money, then people that depend upon people like myself and many others to go out here and spend money in the economy are not getting that which they need to be able to eat, to survive and feed their family. Okay, people have hospital bills. They got people that they care for, the caretakers. They got to be able to fund this stuff some kind of way. And if they can't go out there and work, how are they going to be able to get it? People are trying to push things like Andrew Yang's UBI, talking about, oh, the UBI don't sound too crazy now, does it? And then the whole thing about Bernie Sanders wanting the government to provide for everything. But one key part that some of these 3,000 IQ geniuses are forgetting is that these programs that they're talking about having on the books only come as a result of the government being able to fund it. And the government's only source of money is us, the taxpayer. If we can't go out there and work, if we can't pay taxes, if we don't fund these programs, and the programs can't exist, therefore, you're not going to be able to get your UBI and your free healthcare, free this, free that. We can't just be at the house, not doing anything, not providing for society our goods, services, and labor, and get back anything. That's not how that works. If you want to be able to eat food, you got to plant the crops. If you don't plant the crops, if you don't have the seeds, if you don't go out there and do the work to the land to make the land arable for product growth, for product consumption, then you can't consume the product. It's simple. People don't really understand that. So I want to see how this whole forced quarantine thing is going to go in San Francisco. And if you're under a quarantine, God bless you. And if you're losing money as a result of this, as the airline industry is, they're talking about they need a $50 billion bailout already. It's not even been that long. It's been like, what, less than a month of disrupted flights and slow airports. I'm not sure how we're really going to be able to make it. So those that are trying to say, oh, you're being selfish by continuing your normal routine, no, I'm not. I understand that I can't just not be in society because that's going to be damaging as well, maybe even as much as the virus. But let's get back to the virus. Now, just the numbers I'm talking about here, they're going to change, of course, for a couple of reasons. First of all, we don't have everybody tested. Some may have the virus and not know it. There could be many more out there that have it, but who's going to know that? People were talking about, oh, well, I had a coronavirus-like thing before, like in December, January, that went undiagnosed and all this, that, and the third, and I got better. There are 3,500 cases in the USA that we know of. Could be more than that. Could be 300,000, a million. We don't really know because not everybody's been tested. Out of the 3,500, you've had 68 that have died in the U.S. that we know of. So people are trying to say from that and the deaths, then you got like a 3.5 to 7% death rate. Nobody really knows what the death rate is. People are just making stuff up based upon what they think they know. But the reality is that we don't know everything. People are getting just really worked up over nothing. And speaking about people being worked up, you guys got to stop buying toilet paper. Okay, I understand if you think you're going to be in quote unquote quarantine for an extended period of time, you got to get some supplies ready for that time. But why are you buying toilet paper? Like, how is that going to help you? What you going to eat it? You should be getting canned beans, rice, non-perishable items. It's what you should get in emergency time, not toilet paper. You can't eat that, and it's not really an essential. You can not have toilet paper and be okay. Hop in the shower, use some water, wipe your butt. If you're going to get toilet paper, you're relying upon the fact that you're going to have water running as well, because if you don't have water, what good is that going to do? You got to be able to flush the toilet. You understand what I'm saying? But I digress. The whole point is that people are just doing things that don't make any sense. Why are they buying so much water? You can get water from the tap. And if something's wrong with it, if you think that the water's not safe to drink, boil it and then drink it. And if you are buying water, why are you buying so much? We're not in the food shortage. This is not a hurricane time. This is not tornado or something like that, or some kind of, we're not experiencing some kind of thing that'll knock out power. We're talking about people being sick and people that could be sick staying home to prevent themselves and their loved ones from getting sick. That's what's going on. That is the only thing that's happening here. That is it, and that is all. But people are freaking out like it's the end of times, or at least a bad snowstorm where you're not going to be able to leave your house for a few days. Now, I guess if you stocked up on things that made sense and you live in San Francisco where they're saying that you have to stay home, then that makes sense. With toilet paper, I just don't really get it. The left are putting out all kind of lies. They're talking about there was a meeting with Trump and some governors, a teleconference, which there was. And on a teleconference, a lot of these leftist media outlets are reporting that Trump said, as far as any kind of respirators, ventilators, get it on your own. Speaking to the governor saying, hey, we're not going to help you as a federal government. You get it on your own. That was totally a fake comment, taken out of context. Words were removed from the actual quote. What he said was the federal government has your back all the way. However, try to get some of these things on your own because, to paraphrase, if you rely upon the federal government, it could be slower. It may not be as efficient. You go ahead and get it and see if you can get it quickly, but we have your back as a federal government, meaning go out there. If it's right, like let's say, for example, in Richmond, Virginia, that's the capital. If they're able to get all their supplies from right there in Henrico County, then go ahead and get it right there. Why would you wait for the federal government? Or better yet, if you're way in California, you can get it from right there in Sacramento or LA, San Francisco. Go ahead and get it right there. You're right there. You're able to disperse it better. You're able to procure it better rather than waiting on the federal government. Now you in DC, all the way across the country. You got all kind of red tape, bureaucracy. Just get straight to it. But don't fret. We got your back, probably as far as money reimbursement or other supplies that we're able to send you at a later date. But get what you need right now for your constituents. Okay. Then they're talking about, oh, Trump didn't handle the virus response properly. But what is he really going to do? First of all, he's not the one that made the virus. The virus appeared in Wuhan, China. Not sure how it got there or how that actually worked, but it was there first. But he was one of the guys that was saying, shut the travel down from China to prevent Americans from getting infected. He was a guy that was talking about the cruise ships. Keep them on the ships from now because we don't want to have them come on shore and then infect other Americans. Okay, so what more could he have done that he did not do? I don't really know, but I digress. My whole point is that there's been plenty of lying from the left, all to try and use this particular incident right now as a political thing to try and attack Trump, to try and attack anybody that identifies with being on the right from the left. And it's really a shame. I think what we should do here is not panic. We should preach calm, wash your hands and your hind parts, be a hygienic and clean person in general, rather than just being scared and afraid of everything, including your own shadow. This is not time to just be cowering in fear or locking yourself in your home if you don't have to. Hopefully we can get beyond this whole mandatory quarantine thing. And that was one more lie that the media told, talking about the Trump administration was seeing if they're going to put Americans on a nationwide mandatory quarantine. Good luck with that. That didn't happen. That has not been revealed. And I don't think that it will be. And of course, that did come from a guy over at CNN, which at this particular point in time is undefeated when it comes to reporting fake news. CNN, which is a shame, is known for reporting fake news more than accurate stories or breaking any stories. They break more fake news than real news, which is crazy, but I digress. I hope that we're able to get beyond this quickly because you see the stock market plummeting. People are losing their shirt behind this. They're losing their jobs. Things aren't really going very well. It's to the point where you got even those on the left closing their borders. I think that's pretty much a bipartisan issue. Nobody wants to have their citizens sick or in danger, but I can go down that road for a while, so I'll move on. The point is that this is not just a left or a right thing. This is something that everybody's pretty much in on. I'm of the belief that we're doing way too much and we should calm down. Some are not going to be, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the response to the coronavirus has been way over the top? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or are we doing the right thing because we don't know what the future holds? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. How you feel about the mainstream media being just terrible here, spreading fake information, rumors, lies, and what is their actual purpose? I understand it's a left versus right thing, but I think there may be an ulterior motive. Maybe it's to get Americans scared for something else. I think when Americans or anybody else are in a scared state, they're less likely to resist certain things that they would normally resist, as far as, these crazy gun laws and abortion things. They were trying to put abortion monies in the relief for the coronavirus. Okay, I'm seeing all kind of things going on. I think it's a big game that some are playing. Some never stop playing the game. Some may push pause in the game and come right back to it after they get done handling important business, but some are playing the game throughout the entirety of the whole situation. They don't care if people die or anything like that. It's not even important. What's most important to them is that the game remain the game. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.